the devil had a tussle.
Hey! Hallelujah! Thank you, Jesus. I thank God for being here. I thank God for being here.
Me and the devil had a tussle.
Hey! Hallelujah! Thank you, Jesus. I thank God for being here. I thank God for being here. I thank God for being here.
Me and the devil had a tussle.
Hey! Hallelujah! Thank you, Jesus. I thank God for being here. I thank God for being here. I thank God for being here.
Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
What am I gonna do? They already raiding all my houses, going through all my shit. I need to start moving some money in different accounts. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So I can keep my money.
You good, Mr. Combs?
Huh? What?
Everything all right?
I'm good. Take that. Yeah, I was telling both of my sons, man, you know, life, it's all about choices, man. You know, what was that? Huh?
Jail.
You heard that?
You going to jail. Huh? Jail.
What am I gonna do?
Hey, you know they got your mans. They got your mans on sex assault charges. Yeah, the nigga you be hanging with. Oh, yeah, sex offender. And he was your mans. He was your boy. I heard you grew up with him. That's crazy, man.
You ain't know what he was doing? You ain't feel bad at all? Like no guilt, none of that shit.
Beep, beep, toot, toot. Hey, good people. It's your Alabama church girl here. First, giving honor to God, who is the head of my life. To all the leaders, saints, and friends, welcome on in. Tonight, you are definitely welcome, but I definitely need you to bring your messy friends on in on tonight. I need you to get those friends that are definitely triggered a little bit by the color conversation. I need their opinions. I need to understand what's going on the Real Housewives of Potomac. Please tap your friends and tell them come on into this conversation on this evening. I had to start out with a laugh because I have definitely been triggered by these ladies on the Real Housewives of Potomac. We're going to talk about that on tonight, and I'm not here alone. I brought in my special friend, my work husband. Y'all, he's been here before, and I need you to welcome him back again with a big warm welcome at this time. Hi, Ashton.
Hey, everybody. I am also triggered and ready to get into some things.
I see you got your readers on tonight.
Yes,
it's time to read on.
I have my readers on. It's time to read.
Listen. Now, you know I come out of the Pentecostal church where I know my first pastor was a very elder gentleman from the hills of real country Georgia town who didn't really have the best reading skills. So my grandmother was the head missionary in charge. So she would sit over in the missionary's corner, and my grandma could read pretty good. So she had her big Bible out, and he would stand up in the pulpit. Now he could preach. Okay. But he just wasn't good at reading. So my grandma would read the scripture for him, and he'll say, "Read on." Then, of course, when he wanted to pause because he had a point to make, she had to hold back now. And then when he was ready for it, he said, "Read on." So I want all the saints that's coming in tonight. I need y'all, when y'all ready for Ashton to give it, say "read on." All right, put it down in the comment. #read on. Go ahead and share this video with your family and friends, especially them good girlfriends. They got a whole lot to say about the housewives. I need them over here into this conversation. Why on earth is the Alabama church girl talking about the housewives? Because they black like this and not like this. And I talk about the taboo topics of the church and the black community. And guess what? This conversation is real strong in the black community. So get them girlfriends that's black like this and not like this. And no, in fact, get both of them. Get all of them. Because I need all shades, colors, kinds, and creeds over here in this conversation on tonight. Because that's the problem with the Real Housewives of Potomac. And let's get into it. Ashton.
Yes, ma'am.
You want to go down the road?
Let's go down the road. Let's go
down the road.
Let's take attendance.
Okay, it's time to call the roll. And I want to start with the newest housewife to this season, season 8. She came in all the way from Nigeria.
Nigeria.
I was about to say New Jersey because that's how she acts, like a Jersey girl.
Like a person. Yes, she does.
Yeah, I don't hear a hint of Nigerian accent. I don't see any. Now, I'm about to step into something. I told y'all this is a culture conversation. Y'all see it on the screen. So, warning, this is a culture conversation. I don't see any of the respect that Nigerian women walk in. I don't see any of excuse me, I don't see any of the etiquette that the Nigerian women walk in this lady. Her name is Nneka. Did you have anything to say about Nneka in this reunion of the Housewives?
I feel like Nneka has been disappearing so far, forgetting she's there, and then she'll jump in and do a little pandering here and there to the GEBs. And for the viewers that don't know who GBs is, those are the green-eyed bandits. She jump in and do, that'll be Jezelle and that'll be Robin.
Right, okay.
She jump in and do a little pandering here and there. But nah, she hadn't made any splashes on this reunion, honestly.
So my notes say Nneka has been a one line the whole time. We've seen her on 2 episodes of the reunion. That's at least an hour and 30 minutes of taping.
Yes.
And I can recall one good line.
One thing that she said, yes, I agree.
And that wasn't even on the stage. That was behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. And you know,
here, Ike.
You know that one line gonna make them flip on her in the upcoming seasons. Watch what I tell you.
Yes, absolutely freaking because what did she say? She said, "You are here to support me," talking to her husband. Now hold up, wait a minute. You talking to your husband like that? You say you Nigerian girl? Don't you know that Nigerian women know how to respect their men?
But and can we rewind back to like episode 2 or 3 when she projected that Wendy treats Eddie like that, and Eddie is scared of Wendy. He's scared to be who he is, but we've seen her snap at that man at least 8 times.
Right. Exactly.
And if you can't support me, go find one.
Whatever he had. Oh my God. Now that was funny.
It was funny. It was
funny. But Nneka, that's all you got. That's all you got, and that's all I'm gonna give you. Okay. So moving on.
Please.
To the Grand Dame.
The Grand Dame.
Yeah, we're introducing characters right now. We're introducing, and then we'll get into the storylines. So the Grand Dame.
Karen, Karen. I feel like Karen is blossoming into her triple 20s, baby. She got that facelift on preview is on display. She want everybody to know. She was attempting to hold the girls accountable. I don't know if she was able to.
Karen said, "These some wild bandits,
and I can't do nothing with them,
and I can't control them." That's why they need to be sitting up in the HR office.
Hello, several infractions.
Yes. And they even tried to hold Karen's feet to the fire. Well, Karen, why didn't you do this and then the other to keep them under control? Karen said, "Listen, all of them get loose.
Okay,
all of them acting up. I can't control them. I am triple 20.
You shouldn't even be asking me to control them.
Right. This is my sunset season. This is when I eclipse, baby. This
And
is
I'm
when this is when I put my feet up and let the Lord fight the battles for me.
Okay. Praise him.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Andy? So Karen, in my notes I put down, Karen is the drunk mother hen.
Yes, she is.
And she ain't worried about these girls. She's
Nope.
trying to get her some gin.
Nope.
She's what did she like? Fireball.
Fireball.
Yeah.
She's trying to wrap up and get to her shot.
Yes.
Mhm.
So leave her alone. Leave her alone.
And I think she earned a couple of shots.
Yeah.
She earned
Now we're gonna have to talk about her in this accident. Now,
Yeah.
Karen, I'm all right with you drinking.
Can't be doing
but
that.
baby, you can't be drinking and
You
driving.
can't be doing that, yeah.
And that's gonna really hit hard that next season.
Oh,
just
yeah,
like
just
like the GBs are gonna turn on NECA.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the GBs are gonna be on the attack of Karen.
Yeah, because they're gonna want her to talk about it.
Remember, was it 2 seasons ago when Jezelle said that she was going to talk about her whole truth, her drunk truth, her cheating truth, her lying truth, all that stuff? I think that this upcoming season, number 11, is going to be that season that Jezelle comes out firing at Karen like that.
Yes. And if they bring Sharice back as a friend, she gonna hone in on it too. Because you know, she made allegations that Karen was in a inpatient rehab and she broke out and ran away and all this stuff like that. It's about to be a long season for Karen. I can see it.
I can believe that. I think that they probably would not have brought Sharice back, but for the fact that Karen got into some trouble.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So she, sorry to say, but Karen, Sharice, you really need to be thanking Karen.
Thank you, Karen, for making that mistake.
Got you another check.
Got you another check. She did say it again.
All right, so moving forward, we're doing the roll call, and then next I have on the roll call is Miss Wendy.
I love Miss Wendy so much that she is the epitome of an educated Black queen. My God, she wrapped those girls up with that tongue, and she does it so fast. It's so quick. They don't even see it coming. Oh, she told those girls, we can't get into the conversation. Y'all don't have the range.
The what? The
range. Okay. She said, y'all don't have the range. We can't discuss it. I love her.
She said that is absolutely incorrect, Karen.
Absolutely
now,
incorrect.
You might be the mother hen, but
and I love you, Karen. I love you. But
what you don't have is a
range. You don't have it.
Then she had to break it down what she was talking about. See, this is a Dr. Wendy with 4 degrees.
In a classroom.
at the John, what is it? John Hopkins.
John Hopkins, yes.
Yes, that illustrious establishment and institution. All right, so she had to break it down and tell them, listen, we can't get into the conversation about race or colorism when you can't even, you can say, I'm not racist. But if you can't even look within yourself to say, well, what is it about me that makes other people think that I am?
Exactly.
You don't have no range to do a self-analysis.
Word of the day, range.
You're out here trying to talk about me and my mama and our spirituality, but your spirit won't let you look in the mirror first and wash at that brazen laver. And because you don't have that type of range,
we can't discuss nothing.
I'm gonna sit here and be a mute, cute colored girl.
We can't discuss a thing. What she say? The discussion board closed. Thank you.
Read on, Ashton. So listen. All right, next on the roll call, she was way down there.
Oh, she was a mute too. I already know what you about to say. Yeah.
Yes, forehead Ashley. And I ain't gonna harp on her forehead too much because I got one of them too.
But she another one I almost forgot she was there until she wanted to throw out some outlandish thing that she still massages Michael's feet, and I feel like she's just saying stuff like that to keep herself relevant, so they can maybe want to keep her on the show. Girl, you're not massaging that man's feet.
Even if you are, we're
Get away from me with it. What Taylor told Apollo? Get away from me with this.
With all of this.
Get away from me with this. Because
listen, Ashton, my notes say that Ashley was sitting on the end of the couch holding Michael's semen in her mouth.
Why would she say that?
Right.
She had to be holding something because she wasn't saying a word. She had to be holding something in her mouth. You're right. You are absolutely correct.
Why would she? Exactly. That's a good question. Why would she say that?
But see,
the same way that Mia's son is old enough to look at this TV show and see what is being said about the paternity of the child. It's the same way Ashley's boys are going to grow up and see their mama saying, I hold my daddy semen in my mouth.
And spit it out when he go to sleep. Why are you saying that? Crazy. And
classless.
That falls in line with what I just said. She said this stuff for like shock value. I really believe, and it's keeping her relevant. That's why she divorced him, amongst other reasons. She's trying to keep the storyline going.
I don't think she can divorce him.
No,
that's a whole nother story too.
And I got a theory that the house she showed on episode 1 was an Airbnb. But we won't even go that far.
I want to explore that theory. Yes, I do.
Have we been back to the house?
No. Come on now. Come on, Mr. Ashton. You're smart. You is smart. Because I hadn't thought about that. You know who else has not been back to a house?
Who?
Jason from Summer's house.
And you know, I watched his show before they even did this connection. I watched his other shows because I'm a Bravo junkie. And when it came about, I was like, what is this? What is this? Like, what is come from? And it was an arrangement. Can't nobody tell me what an arrangement.
It was worse than Sheree and Martell.
Yes. Like, stop being in our face. We are not dumb.
At all.
Stop it.
At all. You would have been better off going to hire Martell. He needs a job.
And he helped wanted sign.
On the Bravo corner, like
yes. Anybody need a man? Anybody need a man?
We'll travel for work. We'll travel for work.
Her and Jason can get away. And I ain't blaming Jason because Jason probably got a good check out of it. Got him some TV time on another Bravo show. And he a young man. Quiet as it's kept. Jezelle might be light, but she ain't his type. And I'll just leave it there.
Oh, Father. But listen, this is the part that just behooves me. He was good enough for her to bring on camera for 20 seconds in her house around her kids, who he is close to in age with. But he definitely wasn't good enough to sit behind her at this reunion.
On that stage, yeah. Don't you find it funny that it's always the same women with nobody behind them?
No one. The same ones that are always trashing everybody else.
Always in somebody else's business.
And you ain't got no support behind you.
Come on, let's go ahead and get it. Whew, let me just calm down.
All right, so before we get to them girls, our next up on the roll call is Mama Mia.
Mama Mia.
As Carlos King says, my good friend Carlos King says, Mia be lying.
Mia be lying. Okay? Mia be lying. And when Mia tried to step into her truth, she still dragged a couple lies with us. Girl, you can't even be, you tried to give us honesty, you can't even do it. You still lying.
She said, I didn't come to give you honesty. I came to give you transparency.
Yes, okay, to lie. Girl, just breathing a lie come out her mouth. I just can't.
It's too easy for her. Too easy. So yeah, Mia said a whole lot. To me, my notes I have, she's the oversharer of the group. And
She
you know,
is.
yeah, it's usually if you got a good girlfriend group, there's always one oversharer
Mhm.
that does not know their social graces. And they're just like, like word vomit.
And a lot of her lies come when she's oversharing. When
Hmm.
she just spit, like when she said she had a trust fund and Gordon was broke and she had all these like this. You just talking at this point, girl.
And then liars don't ever remember their lies.
They're lies, yeah, because they lie
And
so they
I
tell so
think
many.
she forgot that she told us about her crack
Mhm. Mhm.
addicted parent
Mhm.
and her stint in foster care and
Uh-huh.
having to live with her best friend because she
Mhm.
had nowhere
Now
to
you
go.
got a trust fund.
And these grandparents come out of somewhere, out of the abyss, with monies for you as an adult, but
And a
they were
trust fund.
nowhere around
But when
when you were a child.
Candace had said your mama, you wanted to play into that and do a sob story and say how your life was so tragic and it was so hard for you and you came from the bottom and you just clawed your way up. Now
Listen,
you got a trust fund.
these women need to be careful with their words. They
Some
really,
of their
really
lies, they are liars.
very much so. Very much so. All right, so moving on down the road. We got, let me see. These notes say, Mama Mia, we already took care of Wendy. Candace,
Candy gal.
my candy gal, the
The
real candy
wordsmith
gal.
herself. The wordsmith herself.
The line is always moving.
Always moving.
Always.
What Candace, she hit the tape, she said, the goalpost is always moving. Because it is.
And it's a problem for me.
It's a huge problem for me. Because
From
let's have
the
some
time,
consistency.
yeah, from the time she came on this show, they have been hazing her.
Yes.
They have
From
been
day
bullying
one,
her.
seen one of hers.
Right. Remember, it started with Sharice.
Yes.
Where did she even come from?
Yeah.
I came from Jesus.
And I really came from money. I really got a trust fund.
Exactly. Where did you get is your mother buying this? Did your mother buy your ring? And if she did, I got one that can.
Can yours?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Because
yours?
what she said, this $9 million teardown.
And I just saw an article today. I don't know how old it was, but her townhouse just sold, and I'm sure Dot told her you could pocket all that, baby, add it to your trust fund.
But see, now we in real life, we want to aspire to be Black excellence in that manner, where we want to set up legacy for our children. I don't know about the rest of y'all saints, but that's exactly what I am working to prepare for my great grandchildren.
For sure.
But when it comes to seeing it act out and demonstrated, there's a typology right here on television for you of that type of Black excellence. Now the Black folks mad about it. Yeah. I got a problem. What's wrong with y'all?
It's like it's something nice to say. Oh yes, we need to do this for generational wealth. Get your insurance policies together for generational wealth. That's the cheat code to generational wealth. And then you're presented with generational wealth and you hate it.
A big problem.
Every time Candace posts something, oh, your mama bought it. Did your mama buy it? You mean her mama house? So the post I saw today about her house selling, the comments, they mean her mama house. That's her mama house. That ain't her house. It is her mama house. And guess what? Her mama worked very hard. Her mama, her dad worked very hard to make sure she don't have to worry about anything. To make sure that she could be on the show like this. And she can go to her music because that's what she want to do. They made sure she's able to do that. I thought that was the goal for everybody.
Exactly. That's true inheritance, Mia,
yes.
Mama Mia. That collecting insurance policies is different from true inheritance.
Yes.
Collecting insurance policies is good. And saints, I wish that everybody is smart enough to make sure you have your insurance policies in place, because just in case of our untimely separation from this earth.
It is a cheat code.
But at the same time, that is different from setting up and establishing an estate.
An estate, yes, with a real inheritance.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And then that trust fund that will take your children over into the wealthy place where they never have to depend on anybody or have to have a marriage to bring them into money.
Preach.
Because that's where most of these women on here, like Mama Mia, oh, I had to, he took me off the stripper pole, and you know, I knew he had a wife, but he bought me this new car and he put me up in the penthouse. No. Come on. This is the Candace family showed us how to do it, but we're gonna move on for it because I could talk all day. We can do a whole dissertation about Candace and her family and her setup. Because Mama Dot, even though we got issues with Mama Dot did that.
Mama Dot did the thing. And before we move on, I stumbled across Candace's little sister's TikTok, living in luxury as well. Jesus, love to see it.
Really?
Living in luxury as well. Got a nice townhouse.
Oh, Father.
Living in luxury as well. Dot did her thing. She did her big one with those girls. Yes,
and we have to give her thing.
You have to applaud it. You got to applaud it.
All right. So we're moving forward. Now we're getting into these girls, baby. I don't even, it grieves me to even bring up their names.
Yes.
Oh, wait. Before we get into them girls, I got to give a shout out to Chris.
Oh, Chris was my MVP from this reunion.
Chris shut the show down.
Shut it down. She couldn't say a word.
That's what support looks like.
That and it's so foreign to her. Robin would have got up and ran off that stage if she could, because she don't know what it looked like. She don't know what it looked like.
I know something in her heart died. It crawled up into a fetal position inside her body because that's probably what she's been longing for from Juan. Remember how that was it season 2 or 3 when Juan said, I can't wait to get out of here and be with somebody that I can love. Oh, Father. She never knew a love like this before. Never knew a love like this before. That's why it was burning her. You say that?
I said, oh, I never knew a love like this before. She has it.
That's why it was burning her up, and she had to jump in there and play Andy and start asking Chris questions.
The questions she should have been asking one.
Right. You want to ask a husband a question, but where's yours?
But you believed every single thing, every single lie that one gave you about that, and you want to move on. You don't want to ask no more questions, and nobody else dare ask him a question. But you got 50 million questions for Chris.
Where is Juan, Ashton?
Where is Juan? Where is he?
He's at the laundromat.
Child. Or at another hotel.
He was somewhere clearing the messages out of his phone.
Out of his phone, because he hates clutter. Let's get into that, because when she said that in that room, Wendy broke fourth wall, and Wendy was behind the camera. She said,
"Wait, I got that video somewhere." All the eyes on stage went to looking crazy. Oh, Father.
Wendy said, "What?"
Everybody was looking like, if she don't shut up. What in the world, the whole world are you talking about? Oh my God. Ashton, I did not pull that one up. Where is Juan? Juan was at the nail shop.
Yes. With
his beautiful co-worker.
That's the adjective he used. He's beautiful.
Yes. And Robin, you got the audacity to sit on stage and tell us this? Like, that was a conversation we didn't even have to know about. But you brought it.
I'm starting to think Robin on the spectrum, because that'll be the only explanation she can give me for the stuff that she say and the stuff that she believes from one. Because then you don't want to be married that bad. It's just not. It's not the case.
Something is wrong. Something just ain't right.
Well, I know it burns her alive when she look at that other stage and she see Eddie and Chris standing 10 toes down behind them. I know it eat her alive.
You better shut up, because Happy Eddie makes me happy.
It is a gorgeous man.
Yes. Mia talked about her new man. Know a little something about Godiva. I know that Godiva was sitting right there.
They were sitting right there behind.
And Happy Eddie.
All together. Double Godiva, yeah.
That's a whole Godiva family right there. Well, taste the rainbow. What flavor do you need?
Flavor? We got all shades.
Yes. Wendy is gorgeous, and that doggone husband of hers is gorgeous.
Yes.
Let me get off this before my husband start texting me.
All right, now change the subject.
All right, moving forward.
Moving forward.
We got to talk about Andy a little bit.
I got some words for Andy. I do.
Andy got to get his piece in here. He looks like regular Andy.
He got to get into the field and get his piece. He does.
But this is, I'm going to say this.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time since Candace has been on the show that it has felt like he's recognized and respected the humanity in her.
Mm-hmm.
This is my first time experiencing that.
Yes.
Now, he didn't give up an abundance of respect.
No, but he did show it.
There was some there.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I have never seen it before. Every other time it was, oh, your Twitter is such a mess and this and that and the other. But this time it seems like he was trying to push back on the other side of the couch. Like, no, that's just mean.
That's just it. It's just downright mean. Yeah.
Right. But this was the first time, so I got to give him that. Well, we got some more for him too, because Andy, you got to have.
You got to have range. The word of the day is range. You need to have it. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and he's lacking.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here we go, because I'm just gonna name them both together because both of them can get it. That twin, where have you been?
Mm-hmm.
These green-eyed bandits. Who?
Twitter did, Twitter done. Mm-hmm.
Giselle and Robin. They come as a pair, and I've been trying to split them up for 8 seasons now. Yes, after that second season, I said they can get rid of Robin. Mm-hmm. Y'all can go back to the BuzzFeed. I put it in the comments at least 10 times. They can get rid of Robin. Y'all wanted to fight me down and tell me that I was wrong for saying that. How can you want a black woman to lose her job when she ain't doing no job? She can go. I work in HR, baby. I know. I know.
You're not performing. You were not performing. What happens?
You gotta go.
Okay. And that's every job I know of.
If you didn't clock in to work, you're not finna ride the clock.
Okay.
And Bravo has graciously given her 7 whole years of just riding the clock.
Yes. Well, allegedly she'd been fired. It hadn't been confirmed by Bravo, but that's what the rumor going around that she's been fired. And they are saying the reunion is the reason why it happened, which I can see, because for one left you high and dry again, and 2, you were more focused on Chris and Candace than your own stuff that you had
situation.
Yeah, so I can see why they let her go. I wouldn't let her go.
And then you got this argument that you and Candace can't be friends because Candace went on, I think it was Aaron. House of Aaron show. Jesus.
House of Aaron, yes.
Went over to House of Aaron and said that my battery, I got to plug it in. Went over to House of Aaron and said that you were out here hiding your situation and trying to exploit hers because you didn't want nobody to know about yours. Well, then you get up here on the TV on the reunion and do the same thing.
The same thing.
The very thing that she said you were doing is what you did.
That's why I never
husband's not here.
Yeah. And you don't
got a whole bunch of excuses.
You don't want to talk about what happened. You don't want nobody to question you about it. You took his lies and ran with him, brought him on camera, ran with him. You said that's what it's going to be. You're going to believe it. And then you want to move on past it. You did exactly what she said you was doing.
But then wanted to focus in on who? Candace's husband.
Yeah, but the Twitter people said that she paid that woman after the episode went off. They came to Twitter and they was like, "Robert, you paid that woman? Why are you so invested?" The lady who canceled, she said she lied about everything. You said, but did she? Is she? Did you ask the questions for one? Did you have the energy for one?
Listen, I believe that she probably did, because if she didn't pay her, Jezelle did.
Yeah, somebody did.
Because why did Jezelle have so much heat in her chest saying, oh, she said that the Jezelle didn't have anything to do with it. She said specifically to keep Giselle's name out of it. Well, why would she say that?
Because that's what you told her to say. Okay.
That's what was in the contract.
Hmm.
That's what was in the contract. So let's get into it. We didn't introduce, we didn't did all the roll call. I have been so triggered. Y'all loves these people. Hey, Connie, do we or do you? Because I'm gonna say this. I enjoy watching the Housewives because for me, I'm a sheltered church girl. So watching this social experience is fascinating to me. It's escapism to me because I'm that shelter church girl. My mama didn't want me to go to the football game. She didn't want me to go to the school dance, to nothing. So, you know, when I get out and see the world, I'm grown now, so I do what I want to do. But when I get out and see the world, I still sit back and people watch because I'm fascinated at what's going on and how people are acting and how they interact with each other. So watching the Housewives has given me that experience in the comfort of my own home. And it also gives me a conversation about how people interact with one another. When you put them all together in one group, you got a group of Black folk, Black women. When you put them all together in one group, how do they act with each other? Now, I love Black women getting together because I was raised with a whole bunch of girls. I got 2 sisters, and all of my cousins are female. So it's a whole bunch of us women. But, you know, because we have that blood relationship, when we get together, it's a good time, baby. It's a whole comedy show, or, you know, it's a whole fish fry and food galore. We got that juiciness going on.
Same with my family. I got 6 aunts and my mom, so I'm the same way. Yep.
Same way? Okay.
Same way.
Okay, so I got an amen here. But Connie, when I watch these women interact, it's so foreign to me.
It's so different.
It's so different. Even over on Atlanta Housewives, excuse me, you know, they get into their arguments, they have their spats, but generally speaking, the OGs still to this day feel like they have a sisterhood.
And a level of respect for each one of them. Each one of them have a level of respect for each other, yes.
Exactly. What's her name? Nene hadn't been on the show for years, but Candy still will talk about how she loved Nene and Nene was good for the show. Same thing with Kenya. And Nene and Kenya couldn't stand each other on the show. But she still said, I would love to see her come back. That's how you know it's a sisterhood. But these ladies, they go for blood.
For blood. And they could never come back from anything. It's like it's never a conversation that could be had, and they could be like, okay, yeah, you're right. If Portia and Kenya can get off the ground from rolling around and figure out a way to come together, film together, and still have a level of respect for each other, because when they talk about each other, I was a level of respect there from with each other. Kenya and Nene went blow for blow for seasons, and it's still a level of respect there. Those women don't have that. And it's I want them to understand that that's ruining the show. Nobody wants to sit down on Sundays, log into your show, and I don't like her. That's not fun to watch.
It's not.
It's not fun to watch.
It's not. And if you notice, I put in the comments that I come on Sunday nights because it's escapism.
Yes.
Most people have to go to work Monday morning. Thank God I don't work on Mondays, but I do, I do other stuff. It's almost like it's setting the tone for your setup for the week. Yeah. So I don't want to come in on Sunday evening and experience this type of trauma porn, because it's traumatic to me to see these women act out in colorism. Let's go ahead and use the word, introduce that term, because that's really where I want to focus in on tonight. And colorism is just as traumatic to us chocolate girls as racism is for any Black person.
Yes, it is.
I don't want to watch that. I don't want to see that.
No.
Every single Sunday. And then it's us doing it to us.
The show's supposed to be leisure. Tuning in, watching y'all disrespect these darker skinned women and disparaging them and isolating them and blaming them for everything and using these key words to describe them. I don't want to see that. We get enough of those microaggressions on the outside. We don't need to see it from the inside.
Exactly. And to deny that that's the spirit that you're operating in, it's egregious to me.
That's what lights me up. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
Don't gaslight me. I know exactly what I'm experiencing because I've experienced it all my life, Jezelle. And you have too. Someone asked, on this second episode of the reunion, Robin goes into this Karen-like crying spell, saying how Candace made her so uncomfortable when she said that Jezelle was white adjacent or something to that effect. And it just hurt her so bad. And she wanted to cry, but the tears wouldn't come. Tears. Those fake tears just couldn't come.
Oh, the same ones that Jezelle was just picking at Candace about?
Exactly.
It's her friend too?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Almost moving. Okay.
The line is always moving. But the tears wouldn't come. But she wanted to make this whole soliloquy about her being uncomfortable with the conversation of race. Well, the rest of us that have been watching this show since day one sat back and said, Robin, I know you effing lying.
I know you are.
Because we saw you from season 1, season 2, season 3, always talking about race. May I remind them, Ashton?
Please.
Let's go over here.
Roll the footage.
What the needy call them, the footages? I got the footages.
Being judgmental and then coming over to me and saying something that was completely ridiculous, which is that Michael's groping Andrew's butt. And then you said, is that a white thing?
Yes.
That's like the most ignorant.
Date white men. You were married to a white man.
So? Oh, I'm the expert on white people.
I didn't say you were the expert.
Because there's a difference.
You might have a better answer than me.
So there's a difference between white people and black people and biracial people?
There's a difference between black people and white people's experiences.
I don't know what Robin's problem is, but it seems like she always needs help with it, and I really can't help her.
You really wanted to know the answer.
I mean, I'm
Find a white guy and ask him. Why are you asking me?
You were standing there.
I'm not sweating it. I really don't care. I really don't care.
Okay.
I really don't.
Katie has no business calling me or Robin biracial, and she knows what we are. There's nothing wrong with Katie being biracial, obviously. But to be ignorant enough to call us that is not necessary.
The reason why I said that to you guys was because I was trying to point out what it's like. You're all offended by what's said to you that I say that's kind of like, inflammatory, but you said something inflammatory to me. I was showing you your hypocrisy. That's what I was trying to point out to you. That's why I said, listen, Blondie with your green eyes, why don't you look into your own family history? Because you bring up race all the time. It's stupid. It's offensive to me that you think that I'm not a black woman. I'm not just African American. I'm also Caucasian. I'm biracial. What the hell is wrong with that? And why do you have such a problem with it?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Because that's not what you said. That is what I said.
That's not what you said.
Well, fine.
You acted like it was a problem.
Anyway.
Not Jezelle getting up and running again.
Exactly. And wait a minute, the aggression in her tone. That is what you said. So y'all want to pretend like you are offended by the conversation on race in season 8. But this was season 1.
Season 1.
This was before
y'all setting the tone for the show. Right?
You guys, the OGs, set the tone for the show in season 1. This was when there was no Candace on the show.
No.
There was no Wendy on the show.
Nope.
There was no other chocolate girl on the show.
Nope.
Sharice was the most
the
melanin they had.
Yeah.
And she ain't chocolate.
Yep.
She ain't even brown skin like me. So what I saw, and this is my thoughts, you can tell me how you feel, Ashton. But my thought is that Jezelle and Robin, the Green-Eyed Bandits, were a little bit jealous of the fact that you had 2 biracial women on here. Bring back Katie, because Katie could read on.
She could. They couldn't take Katie.
They couldn't take it. But they were a little bit jealous of the fact that these ladies are half white
Mm-hmm.
and you guys are just white adjacent.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta pick on the half white girls and let them know how black they're not, so that I can feel better about myself. Now
tell them how black they aren't. Yes.
Exactly. And then the conversation switches when they get some chocolate girls on there. Remember the first time Monique came on?
Mm-hmm.
That first episode, the first conversation she had with Jezelle. Jezelle decided, oh, you don't have a home? Oh, no, I have 4 homes.
Yes.
Remember, Jezelle decided from that point that she was going to be sitting in the shade as the assassin.
Mm-hmm.
And when I attack, I don't miss.
Mm-hmm.
We remember that, Jezelle.
Yes.
Because we've been watching the show from day one. We remember how you were the one that said, told Katie, yes, I can pass for white, but I just choose not to. We remember you saying that, Jezelle. And Robin sitting there as your cheerleader, like,
yeah.
The monkey on the stick.
And the stick ain't won.
Because where is Juan?
What is Juan? I am taking attendance and he ain't said here yet. Jesus.
Oh, Father. We remember you saying that, Jezelle. We remember you acting like that. Oh, let me show you something.
Like, I don't know how this show became the poster show for race relations in America.
Because you're talking about it all the time. Are you aware that half of my family is white?
Katie called her out just then because
you're talking about it. You brought it up.
So now when we get to season 8 reunions episode number 2, you want to say, well, Candace is the reason why the conversation about race is always there. And I feel uncomfortable with this conversation. And Candace said, well, we talk about it all the time in my family. And
why you feel so uncomfortable? Why you feel so uncomfortable? Are you guilty?
And your father was civil rights
activist. So why are you so uncomfortable? Y'all don't talk about it at home? You went to Howard, right? Y'all didn't talk about it at Howard? Huh? Oh.
And you're a part of an HBCU, the Divine Nine.
Divine Nine. And pledged the chapter the first. Okay?
Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
You pledged at the school where Alpha Kappa Alpha was founded.
Yeah.
And incorporated it.
And you feel uncomfortable talking about race? Or are you placating to a specific audience, Jezelle? Because that's what it sounds like to me. That same audience that you were sitting over there on Reasonably Shady talking about James Harden's beard and the fact that it's got chicken grease and smells like marijuana. That's who you're placating to. That's what it sounds like to me.
You know, she oozes a lot of microaggressions. She really do. And when she first met Monique and made that ignorant statement of, oh, you don't have a home?
Exactly. So when Candace calls out your white adjacentness and your actions, like I told y'all, we just talked about this the other week when we talked about Black people who fetishize the worst of white people. They want to behave in the manner that the worst of the white people behave in. You want to be able to act out in those type of manners. That's exactly what Jezelle is just demonstrating to us on this TV. Yes. That it's plenty of good white women that you can model your behavior after. But Jezelle, you have clearly modeled your behavior after the worst of white women.
Yes.
The ones that will tell the Birdman in Central Park, oh my God, I'm calling the police because he's trying to kill me.
Yes.
That's what you do.
Yes.
That's what you do, Jezelle, as a Black woman. And then when Candace, who's smart enough and sharp enough to see that this type of behavior is very much so aligned and adjacent to whiteness, then you want to
calls you out on it.
Huh?
And calls you out on it.
Yeah, now you want to be offended.
And she calls you out on it, yes.
You want to be offended. And the problem I have with Andy is that he won't acknowledge it. You could tell in this episode that Andy definitely saw exactly what Candace
what she was talking about, yeah. But see, and I feel like Andy is scared to allow himself to dive into that conversation. Get out the chair. Put somebody else in the chair.
Because you gotta have range.
You gotta have the range. The word of the day is range. So if you don't want to dive into it and hold everybody accountable, like you said you were going to do, get out the chair. Find somebody else to do it.
Get somebody else to do it.
Yeah, get somebody else to do it.
Yeah. So, do you remember when Mark Lamont Hill had that race conversation? Was it the Basketball Wives with OG?
Yes.
So at that time, they were saying that he wasn't the best person for the conversation. Maybe he was tired. I saw a little bit of it, and I didn't think he gave the best performance.
It was lazy, yeah.
But I do feel like he has the range.
He has the range to do it, for sure.
He did. So, Andy, phone a friend.
Phone a friend. You're well connected.
And if those are not the type of friends that you have, make some friends. Make new friends and keep the old. Because one could be silver and the other gold.
Yeah.
It's time for you to make some new friends.
It's time for you to make some new friends.
It's you got to have somebody that is capable, fully capable. This episode seemed disjointed to me because he didn't know how to transition.
No. He was stuck. He was like a fish out of water at some points. He was in over his head. And it was so clear it was all of his face.
Now, was it just me, or did you notice how reserved Candace and Wendy were?
They had a conversation before, and a lot of times I saw them look at each other as if, told you she was going to say that, or I told you that was coming. I think they got on the same page as we're not going to do the most. We're tired.
I think Chris probably was involved in that conversation too.
I can agree with that.
Because Chris came out there like, I'm not going to raise my voice. I'm not going to give y'all the opportunity to say that this white man was yelling at this black woman.
Yep.
I'm not going to do it, but I am going to put you in your place. I'm
going to do it in the most respectful way possible.
He bagged him up off his wife.
He sure did.
And for all the men, I got to say this because I'm married to a white man. All them big, nice chocolate brothers that always want to go in on us women about being married to a white
man.
Take note. Take note. He didn't have to get loud.
He did not.
He did not have to get ugly.
He had to stand up.
At all. But what he did was he definitely, first of all, he showed up. Out of the men, he was the first one on the roll call. Because he showed up and he let them know, I'm here to support my wife.
And this one, y'all gonna stop playing with.
You gonna stop playing with my wife. He broke it down for Jezelle. She tried to pretend like she didn't understand about Candace's feelings. He specifically broke it down for Jezelle.
I could have shouted when he finished that statement.
He said, same way you were entitled to your feelings when you lied on me and called. He didn't say this. I'm paraphrasing. I'm adding something to it. I'm putting, as Ashley would say, I'm putting some sauce on it. But the same way you, Jezelle, sat on this TV and lied on me and said that I made you go into a hotel room when I never did such a thing and calls me my job based on your feelings. When my wife says she has feelings, she's entitled to hers too. Because if you were entitled to yours, then she is entitled to hers. And then Andy's like, well, I thought you guys were over that. Andy, shut up.
Because shut up. The range. You know that they didn't get to no common ground. He just let it go.
Yeah, he said, well, listen, she's entitled to hers. I haven't said anything else about it. But Lord, I lost my thought. The same way that Jezelle got her feelings, my wife got her feelings.
But he also held a mirror to the cast when he brought up the fact that anytime Candace say something, it's always such a big deal. And it's always such a, she cuts with her words. Her words is this, her words is that. And he said, but Jezelle is able to lie on me and use keywords, and everybody just look past it. It's fine. Jezelle said, "You made me go into that room." Everybody caught in that lie, and then everybody was like, "Okay, well, yeah." She said, "Okay, whatever, move on."
Yeah, Thank you for catching me because you caught me right there. It was the words. Yeah. Candace was being held accountable for her words.
For her words.
But Chris pointed out the fact that no one holds Jezelle accountable for her words, and her words are vicious. Her words are brutal. Her words causes me to lose jobs. And she's not being held.
But she's not labeled for that. She's not labeled for that. But we've labeled Candace as a person who words cut so deep and they're so disgusting
that she deserves to be attacked violently.
Yes. And as Candace would say, maligned.
Yeah. Okay. And she deserves for people to send death threats her way.
Yeah. But I don't deserve them, and my kids don't deserve them either. And I'm so proud of Candace for standing on that and said I'm not apologizing for that. Because every woman in Housewives universe, and I'm talking about every franchise, every city across the board has received death threats. For it could be for the smallest thing. People are crazy in the world. Yeah. So for you to get on this stage again and use that and weaponize that against me to try to paint a picture of me is disgusting. It's oh.
I'm sorry for laughing, but I just thought about it.
What?
When Candace said, I regret. And Karen started like, like the mother here. She said, I regret. And she took a little pause. You weaponizing your children.
I said, yes, Candace, yes.
Because Candace has never had a problem with those girls.
Never. And you can't make her have one.
No. Remember when she let Grace drive her car and Grace was on wreck
and she messed her car up, yeah.
Yes. And
she laughed it off. Girl, I can barely drive either, and kept it moving.
Exactly.
And you gonna say she hates your daughters?
She's never had a problem with them girls.
But and let's go ahead and get into the 9th housewife that I got a problem with. Production.
Oh, you better shut up in here. Shut up.
Let's go ahead and get into production, because I find it quite funny that when clips are being asked for that is going to vindicate Candace and Wendy, they mess it on. And how do you search for a clip in 3.5 seconds? They were still talking about it. Production said they don't see that. They're not finding that. They're not finding it. How?
So you know what that made me ask? Who is Jezelle sleeping with in production?
Because why? And it's so evident that she's been protected. It's so evident that she's been protected. It's infuriating watching it, because you can't tell me that Wendy didn't ask that question about AKA. Both of y'all are AKAs.
Mm-hmm.
Why would
Wendy has never been known to lie.
Never. Oh, that's the point I made. I made that point with my coworker. I was like, the liars never get questioned, but the ones that never get caught in lies are being questioned.
Exactly. Always having to prove themselves.
Always having to prove themselves. It's always, every scene is always getting flipped around to Candace and Wendy defending themselves or trying to prove that they didn't say something. They did say something. And I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it.
I'm sick. And that's what's traumatic about it, is because that's the same type of experience that a lot of us have in our day-to-day.
Yes.
Always having to prove ourselves.
Yes.
When we did nothing wrong, we just out here trying to live in the world.
That's it.
But we always have to prove ourselves. Always got to tiptoe and dance around other folks' feelings. Other folks.
And also, why is always them having to apologize?
Right. Because Jezelle certainly did not apologize when production did pull the clip and say, yes, you did say made.
You did say made.
She did not apologize. She said, well, if that's what you thought,
I'll
give you that. She never even said, I'm sorry.
And she's allowed to. And it doesn't hold her accountable. The women on the
not at all.
don't hold them accountable. And production doesn't hold her accountable. She's allowed to do whatever. Jezelle is single-handedly ruining this show.
I'm not watching no more. I'm gonna be very transparent. I started out excited about this show. I was doing a read along of this book called Our Kind of People. Let me go pull it up and let me show you. I got to go show you the evidence. I need you to go and check this book out. All the saints, go get this book. Where is it? Where is she? Oh, did I erase it? I did. Well, no, I didn't. Here it is. Can y'all see that? Y'all can't see that. Well, it's called, the book is called Our Kind of People. And with that book, the author is talking about his experience as a passing man growing up in the black echelon, the upper echelon of black community. His family was Boule. He was in the Jack and Jills of the world, going to Martha's Vineyard every summer, and living in the Maryland, D.C. area. Remember, this show was supposed to be, allegedly, they say, let me put up my banner. Allegedly, they say that this show was supposed to be based on the Jack and Jill.
The Jack and Jill, yes.
Organization.
Karen and Giselle daughters were in Jack and Jill, yes.
Yeah. In that
first couple scenes of Giselle and Karen interacting, they was talking about the bake sale that happened at Jack and Jill. But go ahead.
Absolutely. But in their in this book, the author's name is Otis Graham. He talks about how he grew up in the household where his grandmother took issue with those that were not their complexion. It wasn't forwardly stated for him to take an issue, but he learned it through his environment. That's those people. They're not close to us. We're going to send them a check to help their social issues. But we're over here doing our thing.
And they over there.
Yes, and they're over there. And that's the energy that I feel from these ladies on this show.
Oh, for sure.
That's why they were so stunned when Candace come on here. Where did she come from? And Candace said, I came from Jesus. And I came from wealth.
Both.
I didn't have to lay down to get it. Y'all love to talk about Candace's white husband who doesn't have a job and he can't pay the rent, and Mama Joyce not Mama Joyce. What's her name? Mama Dot got to help them pay the bills. Yeah, y'all love to talk about that, but guess what? Candace can say, "But I got it." I could marry for love. I didn't have to marry for money.
And forehead stuck in her marriage because she's scared to not have it.
She ain't got it. And she don't want to go back over there with Sheila under the bridge.
Sheila in her wigs. She don't want to go back over there. She don't. I wouldn't either.
But y'all have an issue because life in this capitalistic society has told us all of our life and built up all of our confidence on the fact that our skin is lighter. And now here I am in this social experiment with all these other ladies who are darker than me, and they seem to be doing better. They got husbands that love them, and they look good. Honey, Happy Eddie. Jamal can't compare.
Can't.
I mean, they both chocolate, but ain't no comparison.
Can't and ain't. And Jamal gonna fall short every time because Eddie know how to treat his woman. Eddie worship the ground that Wendy walk on. Okay.
And she seemed to worship his too.
They worship each other's ground.
Yes.
Because when Eddie is on that screen, Wendy is exuding my man energy. And he is exuding my woman. They love each other. They are intertwined.
Yes. Did you see her when Andy asked Happy Eddie about his cannabis business, and he was giving the stats on how they're in the first year that they made over $2 million. Did you see Wendy sitting there just smiling?
Just smiling. So proud of her, man. Yes! So proud of her.
Yes.
Wendy said, "I don't need this check. I got my own check, and he got his own checks. I can walk away. I don't need this. Some of y'all may need this."
Right.
Giselle been on the show for 9 seasons now. She just got her Mini Cooper and bought a G-Wagon. You need the show, girl. I don't. Okay.
Yes, and Mama Mia, while she was over there lying about her inheritance, Wendy said, "Look, I didn't need to call you, because while you were over there at the whorehouse, I was at the White House." And what I learned from my environment is that when you go low, I go high. That's why I ain't get involved in your mess when your husband was over here giving me all the ammunition that I needed for Mad Day.
All of it. And I came back on this season to be your friend when I could have came back on this season.
Exactly.
I could have.
She said that was the love and the sisterhood that I was giving you.
I could have ended you. I gave you grace.
Yes. Come through, Wendy.
I gave you grace, girl.
Yes.
But I didn't owe you that. You had just assaulted me 5 months prior.
Right.
So let's get into here real quick, because I didn't like how she did that. There was another reason, another example of them trying to make Wendy and Candace the villains. So they didn't call. So let's highlight that to let everybody know that they didn't call me. Candace took accountability again because she did it all night long and nobody else did it. She took accountability on that. She said, I could have called. I could have checked in. I literally had no reason. I just didn't want to be involved. Wendy didn't owe you nothing, girl, and she still gave you grace. She didn't owe you a phone call. She didn't owe you a thing. Yeah, y'all came back on this season. Y'all buried the hatchet. Y'all decided to move on. Y'all are cordial now. But when that was going on, y'all weren't friends. You had just rewarded her, just jumped up to fight her because she said you and your husband was sleeping around with people, and it became true.
Listen, yeah, you over here the next season debating the paternity of your child. You over here the next season confessing, these are my confessions, making your confessions that there was some overlap in the situation. You
But
over here.
Mia lied so hard, Val. She lied so hard. She sat down with Nika and told Nika that they conceived that baby in the lab.
But if you did, then
how
why
you don't know
would
who the
you be
daddy is?
questioning the paternity?
Come on now. So which one is it? Are you questioning paternity, or did you do in vitro to get this baby? Which one is it?
And then she lied so bad she couldn't even get the letters right. She said ILE. What is that? You mean IVF?
IVF? Which one is it, Mia?
Yeah, I don't know about that new science.
Sick of the lies. Sick of the lies. Girl.
Listen. Mia be lying. That's what Carlos King said.
Mia be lying.
Mia be lying.
But you know, I can't dislike Mia on the level that I dislike Jezelle and Robin, because she don't be on the same stuff they be on. Mia just be her own world lying about it. That's all she do. She don't do all the other stuff that Robin, Jezelle, and Ashley get involved with.
Now it seems like she wants to. She want to get involved, but she don't go that hard.
She don't go that hard with it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She definitely teeters to keep her position on the cool side. You got to keep her position on that side. So she teeters. Yeah.
Yes, because even her bringing up the fact that they didn't call her seemed like a setup from that side.
Yes.
From the Green-Eyed Bandits.
Yes. To villainize them again.
Because I don't think Mia cares.
No, she don't care. No, she don't care.
I don't think she cares whether they call her or not. Mia is living her world. She got her doggone husband and her boyfriend on the reunion with her, and one still ain't showed up.
Once this girl got her baby daddy, allegedly. Allegedly. And her husband in the same dressing room, and they speaking to each other. G said, "What's up, man?" They said with the phone, "What's up, man?"
Hey man, how you doing?
And one still ain't there. Where is one?
And you got the audacity to open your mouth, Robin?
Girl.
You should have had the semen in your mouth like Ashley.
Ashley, you should have been holding on to it. You should have been holding on, waiting to spit.
Instead of you swallowing, instead of you getting swallowed.
You should have been holding and spitting instead of getting swallowed. Yeah. Yeah.
Cause what?
Would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming? Would have been.
She should have swallowed. She should have just held it.
You should have been holding it and spitting when he go to sleep. That's what Edison said. Hold it till he go to sleep. So I guess you got to talk to him. You done did your deed. You ain't got to talk no more. Just laying in the bed waiting on him to go to sleep.
Look, she got to swallow because she got to hurry up and go lock the doors and take the keys so he don't run out.
He don't run out.
Go see with his beautiful woman at the nail shop.
Oh, she got to make sure you stay in.
She ain't even go get her after pee. She went running. She went running down the stairs and made sure she locked the door. Made sure the battery was all charged up in the Ring camera. She can see where he goes.
Ooh. You know how much he has to not love her for him not to come to that reunion? Like, just get into that for 1 second. Like, do you know how much he has to actually hate her? He hate her.
It's hate. It's hate.
Yes, he hates her.
Hate. Because ain't no way I'm the breadwinner. And my job is predicated on you being here with me.
And you ain't gonna come. You not gonna come.
He said, look, I don't even need that bread.
Listen, I can do without it.
I got them cakes over here in this hotel room that I was paying for.
I'm good.
One said that lady from Canada showed up. While you over there taking screenshots of somebody else's husband, what you should have been doing is paying attention to your own husband, Robin.
That is so crazy to me that that's why I said Robin on the spectrum. Because for you to think in your brain that it's okay for me to get on in front of the world, playing everybody's face and say, I believe everything one told me about the lady in Canada reaching out, needing help to pay the room, and she got an NFL boyfriend and all these different details that you wanted us to believe, and you believed. But you are going to come to the reunion and go full throttle at this man about a lie that's been proven to be a lie. But you don't believe that one. That's not enough. What he's telling you is he don't know this woman. He never met her before, but that's not enough for you.
Mm-mm.
So, but let me tell you how Candace was good, because this is how I would have got Robin. When she said, so those screenshots and voice memos, all that was fake, I would have said, if I was Candace, I would have said, yeah, they were fake, but that hotel receipt wasn't.
It was very much so real. And that's the board she should have pulled from behind.
That's the board. This receipt here, the hotel receipt, it wasn't fake.
It's got his name on it.
It got his name on it. Card number.
Called out the credit card number like Monique.
Expiration date is on this receipt. And you worried about my man, girl.
If you don't get up off my man. Let me tell you something. I shouldn't give nobody the cheat code, but I need you to. This is not a cheat code. This is a warning. Don't ever bother my child and my husband. Okay. Ooh, you're gonna get a whole nother person. I am the Alabama church girl, and I just really want you to know I'm a really sweet lady in person.
Mm-hmm.
I really am. And with that being said, I would really love for each and every one of you to join me at the tea party, the Taboo Topics Tea, on the last Sunday of this month, April 28th at 2:00 p.m. We're gonna talk all these taboo topics of the church and the Black community at the Taboo Topics Tea. I'm really sweet. You would really like me in person, unless you bother my family. You ain't coming for my son, and you ain't coming for my man.
She ain't lying like me, y'all. She mean that.
I do. I absolutely do. I mean, please excuse me for coughing. These allergies have gotten me this season.
Oh, I understand. I had to puff my inhaler before I got on with you.
Oh, I didn't know you had it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. But anywho, back to these ladies. I need production to understand that we don't want to see this.
No, we don't want to see it. What a fun. Y'all had fun all season.
At all.
Y'all had fun all season. The most fun y'all had was when they was talking about Ashley holding semen in her mouth and Robin swallowing it. That's the
And
most
that
thing I
ain't
had all
fun.
season. And that ain't fun. That's
that
just
ain't
y'all being nasty. But
Exactly.
where's the fun?
And I think Andy is over it.
He is.
His energy was so low.
He is, because he didn't get. I honestly truly think Andy would have dived deeper into some topics had everybody been on board with a reconciliation and accountability like they say they were. But Jezelle from the jump, her energy was so funky, and she said, "Yes, I'm here for the accountability," but she wasn't talking about from herself. She wanted from everybody else, because Jezelle is never
She was.
problem. She's
I'm
never
here to
the issue.
receive the accountability,
I'm
but
here to
I ain't
receive.
taking
Yeah,
none of it.
I ain't giving nothing. Yeah. So I feel like had it been a different, and if they knew better, they'd do better. Because had y'all fixed those issues on this season, y'all could have saved half of y'all viewership. Because we aren't the only two that's saying we're not gonna watch no more. It's people are fed up with it. Fed up.
They lost a lot. They lost a lot this season. Season number 8. But I think they're gonna go into season 9 losing even more because Candace ain't showing up. Folks
Let me
ain't
tell you
showing up.
something. They're gonna see the value that Candace possesses. Love or hate her, the girl is good TV.
She's
is quick, she's witty. Nobody confessionals are gonna be funny anymore. She was the only one providing you commentary.
Well,
funny commentary.
now Karen gives some good
Karen is, yeah.
But Karen be lying too now.
Karen does be. You can tell when Karen get the line, but we won't even go there because I don't want to trash the gun. Since everybody else want to show favoritism, I'm gonna show it too. But she's gonna be missed from the show. It's not gonna be the same, and they're gonna see that. Like I said, love or hate her, she's who she is. She's gonna give you what she's gonna give you, and she's gonna give it to you every time.
One of my favorite YouTubers is reporting that he has a source that says that Andy is trying his hardest to convince Candace not to quit.
That's why they hadn't announced it. You know, she's the only one that announced it.
Mm-hmm.
He announced on Bravo hadn't came out and did no article, did no nothing. They said that she quit after they taped.
Mm-hmm.
She quit. And I don't know if you caught this or not, but when her and Jezelle was sparring on the second part, Jezelle said, "Get out of here with that." And she said, "I am.
I'm done.
I'm done." And I think at that moment in her head, she said, "Y'all, I'm out of here."
Done.
Yeah. I can't do
it. That's all the more reason that there should be some type of reprimand.
Yeah.
For Jezelle.
Yes.
That's why I have to ask, who is it that she's sleeping with on the show?
Has to be somebody.
In this production.
If you Jezelle out of that show, that cast was sore. Robin is holding grudges against these people because Jezelle wanted to. You can't tell me Robin don't want to be the Wendy friend.
Mm-hmm. She want to be Wendy friend. I think she want to be Candace's friend.
She does. It's not even that serious for you to say you're just done with her. It ain't that serious. Worse things has been done on that show.
Yeah.
If
Andy
Mia
even
and Ricky
said
can
that he
find
felt.
common ground, go ahead.
Andy even said that he felt that Candace and Robin were good friends.
Yeah, it wasn't. If Wendy and Mia can find common ground after last season, how bad it got for them, how ugly it got for them, if they can find common ground and apologize and just be cordial, y'all can too. It wasn't that deep.
Absolutely. But they have this hatred,
and
it's so similar and akin to what racism is.
Yes.
They don't want to acknowledge that, yes, there is colorism on this show. It's a form of hatred that is displayed against another person based on their skin color.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem.
I've been muting Jezelle name and Robin name on Twitter. I've actually started muting RHOP because their fans have a certain look. And they not only have the range to talk about colorism, they don't have the authority to, if you catch my drift. Okay.
All of it. Like this, like this.
Yes. No, neither one of them. You don't have the authority to talk about it. And that's all who is on Twitter on their side saying that it doesn't exist, it's not happening, it's them. The audacity for you to jump into this conversation and say anything about it.
Yeah.
That's all that's champion for them.
But there are certain people who stand in the door at the house and say, come on in.
Mm-hmm.
Jezelle is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But what didn't you learn from Diddy's situation?
Mm-hmm.
You try to play their games,
and they're gonna burn you every time.
You're gonna skip around, you're gonna be all up in the video, you're gonna be telling money, sex, and power, what do they call it? Is that their mantra?
Mm-hmm.
and then when the house of cards come crashing down, they're not gonna be the ones that's fault.
No, you the scapegoat. They throwing you right back out the house.
Exactly.
Her.
It was her.
Mm-hmm.
It was all her. All her. And we got the footages. That's when them footages are gonna come out. In the words of Nene, not the footage. The footages.
Footages.
That's when they're gonna come out. Everybody gonna know. Because see, people will allow you to crucify yourself.
Yeah.
They will utilize your evil. All right. We talked about this just the other week. That's all that's in the world is the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eye, and the pride of life. And they will allow you to go after them lusts real hard.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what is going to lead you? To death and destruction. And Jezelle being the first lady, she should know this more than anybody. How dare she be the most vile and evil person on the cast? And you were a first lady of somebody's church?
But she was that same woman in that church. She was that same woman in that church. Mm-hmm. She was that same woman in that church.
And that's why the Alabama church girl got to talk about it, because that's the truth. It's a lot of, not just first ladies, pastors too.
Mm-hmm.
Act out these same aggressions amongst a congregation that looks like us.
Yep.
We can't even get it right with our own people. And then we want to expect to go out and protest in the street about some other folks.
Yep.
We got to get it right at home first. And y'all know how I feel about church. Church is the bedrock of the community. Mm-hmm. So if it's being displayed in the church, of course, the community is absorbing that behavior. And then it's so bad now that it's all on display. Mm-hmm. Where millions of people are seeing this type of behavior in our own community. And I got a problem with it. I'm sorry. Let me get up off my soapbox. I'm coming back down. But yeah, it's a problem that she would be the most vile person on the cast.
Yep.
If I had just read the resumes of the cast, my mind picture will automatically assume that she's going to be the sweetest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
My mind picture would have said that she would have played the Karen Grandin role of bringing all the girls together.
Yep.
Staying on the fence and playing Switzerland and
all.
Well, see,
they don't even like that because that's something that can bring peace. They want to get rid of that. Yeah.
That's when you know you evil.
Yeah, they want to put Karen up to that side and forget her friends. You don't see what your friends are doing to me, Karen? You don't see what your friends are doing to me, Karen? And what I like about Karen is she said, yeah, I see what they're doing to you, but I see what you're also doing to them.
Mm-hmm. She got the range for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think her range is them triple 20s.
Yeah. This is perspective, wisdom. She's seen it.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. She sees what's going on and doesn't mind calling it out. Like, no, it is what it is. Now, question. Now that we know Candace is not coming back, and potentially Wendy might not come back.
Yes.
Potentially Ashley might be a friend of the show. Have you heard that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we're going to get into that whole fight situation next episode.
Okay.
But Ashley was the one that brought them friends on there to fight.
Yes.
So I believe that
she going to get reprimanded for that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
She should. Oh, Jezelle, she said that was Wendy and Candace's fault. So
yeah, but they're always gonna blame the most chocolate girls on the cast.
It's always them.
It's always them. They deserve the violence. Their friend got gashed in the head and had to go to the emergency room bleeding from the head. But it's their fault.
It's their fault.
That woman jumped on them.
But yep, it's their fault.
Because they know how to use their words. And my friends don't know how to use their words.
Don't know how to use their words.
So they had to resort to using their hands.
So it's their fault, yeah.
That's
another thing. I hate to cut you off. That's another thing. You say we don't do violence in the P. We don't do violence in the P. We fight with our words. And you get a woman like Candace that's 50 level pro at fighting with her words. And y'all say, oh, but not like that. You know,
she
you
just
can't
goes
be
too
that
hard.
Yeah, you can't be that good at it. We fight with our words, but not like that. We can't do it like that.
She goes too far.
She goes too hard. She says she's just in the gutter with the stuff. No, she not. No, she not. She's slicing and dicing you in ways you didn't think you could be sliced.
And it's with your truth.
And it's with your truth, Nick.
Yeah, she didn't have to make up a lie, Mia. She didn't have to make up a lie, Robin. Pulling out false receipts about Mr. Blue Eyes. She didn't have to do that. She talked about the truth that was displayed on the show. Not today. Knee, ankles.
Ankles. Not today, neck. Yeah.
And that's all that needs to be said. Put you right back down in your place. Sit down, First Lady. Sit down. And they can't handle it.
No, they can't handle that tongue. And they can't handle Wendy's either. And the internet can't handle Wendy's reads either. And I said, y'all make yourself look so feeble and dumb because they say her reads are rehearsed. No, ma'am. How could she rehearse a read in real time?
Right.
She's responding to something she didn't know that was going to be said.
Because I do this for a living.
She's a speaker.
Yes.
Y'all know she speaks for a living. She's on her toes as a political commentator. She don't know what they're about to throw her on that show. They don't give her a script for that.
No, but she got 4 degrees for that.
It's in her blood to read.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. Yes. Remember when Jezelle said, I talked to Robin and you were on the hater list? And Wendy said, what? Hating on this? Look, Wendy knew she had got it so good. She did. She gave her own drum roll. She said, but
And at that moment, Jezelle said, I hate Wendy. I don't want to be her friend no more forever.
Ever.
It was when Wendy said, I want to invite everybody. Eddie's going to be there. Chris is going to be there. G is going to be, your luggage is going to be there. She said, oh, I don't like her.
Because you weren't supposed to be pointing out the fact that I ain't got no man.
Yeah, I was supposed to embarrass you here. With my game, with my reasonable strategy, I was supposed to embarrass you. But you done flipped it and embarrassed me. Yeah, girl, I'll never be her friend. That was Robin. That's what she said when her parents were there. She told Robin, I'll never be her friend.
Look, remember, and Wendy tried, because remember last season she came on that same time Jezelle insulted Mia, talking about this what cancer looked like. Remember that was the same episode. Wendy tried to give her a hug and she was ignoring and all this. So Andy, don't come over here talking about it's Wendy's fault.
It wasn't.
It was not.
Wendy was always open to reconciling with
reconciliation. Same thing with Candace. Candace is over here crying over a relationship with Robin that we ain't never seen.
Not the tears. Here go the fake tears.
Tears. Them fake tears be coming, don't they? But
this
girl actually is crying.
You had an interview with Monique bust that bind over and read you from A to Z. Did you?
She could. She could. And you know, she even developed a strong hate for Monique when that what's the man named Sherman situation.
Yes.
And so you can't point out you can't point out the fact that Jezelle ain't got no man for real. So Monique got her double whammy. She talked about she was the assassin and that when she hit, she don't miss. But now when Monique hit, Monique didn't miss.
And that's why Monique gave you the opportunity when she put her hands on Candace to do what you did to her. Now I don't condone violence, I really don't. But Jezelle saw an opportunity to attack that woman and get her off the show. And we're gonna fast forward a couple of seasons to Wendy getting attacked. And again, the line moves.
The goalpost moving. Right. Now it's okay for Mia to enact violence. Why?
Because I don't like her.
Why? Is it because Mia looks more like this and not like this?
Because see, that fight was this on this.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
So this one, we can't make a big deal out of it because it's this one.
Mm-hmm.
See, this one is okay. I can act like my life is ended. Oh, I'm so scared. Oh, I'm
I
so
had to
scared.
go get me a security guard.
Yeah, I'm so scared. She might jump on me at any time.
Because she's a ravenous dog.
Yeah, when this one did it. Oh, I see why she did all that. I see why I would have did it too.
She was ordering dessert. Never got up from the table. Didn't feel threatened at all.
Didn't flinch. And it was all in the name of, I don't like her.
Right. So she deserves to be beat because she looked like this and not like this.
Mm-hmm. So your morals can be easily compromised.
And it's based on what? Color. Yeah. Jezelle, I'm gonna need you to go do your strong shadow work. Because them demons are haunting you. You talked about Wendy's mama being evil. We ain't touched on that yet.
We ain't got that yet.
I ain't trying to hold you all night either. But you talked about Wendy's mama being evil. And your daughter's mama got some issues that she need to deal with.
Because she just is evil. The same evil that you putting on hers, your daughter mama is evil too.
I need you to look in the mirror, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
That mirror that you be holding up with the AKAs?
With the AKAs, yeah.
Yeah, I need you to look in that one.
I put on Twitter because people saying that she was using that she was AKA to kind of combat the colorism, the colorist allegations. And I said she ain't beat them allegations because Jezelle pledged during the time when AKAs was doing the paper bag challenge.
Paper bag test, right. Y'all got a whole history.
And if you weren't passing the paper bag test, you weren't getting on that line.
Right. You got a history of colorism. It's documented.
You're not beating the allegations, my darling.
No.
You're not.
Not at all.
You're not.
And Robin can't beat him either, though, although she's a Delta. She can't beat him either. Because Robin, I promise you, Robin acts more like she got that 75% Anglo-Saxon in her blood than Jezelle does.
You do. Especially like she on her husband.
Oh, Robin, that ditzy, you said she on the spectrum.
She on the spectrum.
But maybe that blonde is natural.
It gotta be. It's sprouting out the head. It ain't been colored. It's coming right out the head. What you know what? Karen got 4 degrees in gathering Robin. That's what she got her 4 degrees in. Because when
on that
Robin
first
tried to
episode,
embarrass her,
on that first episode, Robin just need to learn to shut up.
Don't stop coming for Karen. When she said, "Oh, so you don't know how many sexual partners you had?" She said, "No, that'll be one."
That's one.
And she sat back in that seat. Cause stop coming for her. You ain't learned yet. That's why she on the spectrum. She don't learn her lesson. It's a learning block there. It ain't all going to the top.
They say those on the spectrum have a high tolerance for pain.
And you just keep whack again, whack again, whack. You just keep taking it.
A glutton.
Keep taking it.
Just be asking for it. And Karen been wearing Robin out since season 1. Remember when they would fight over who was supposed to be sitting in birthday seat?
Uh-huh.
And Karen told Robin, "You the ditziest person at the table." She should have learned then. The lead is laid alone. This old woman
she got your number, boo. She got your number. When it comes to reading Robin, she has the range.
She got the rainbow. Karen is the whole reading rainbow when it comes to Robin.
But let's get back to that evil allegation. Well, not an allegation because it was on film. It was she called when they got into that, and she was trying to paint Wendy again as a villain, as such a bad person, because she said she didn't care about her dad being in the hospital, not knowing what her dad was going through. She didn't know the level of severity of whatever he was going through. She just said she didn't care, which I feel like she has the right to not care. You don't like me. I'm not. I don't care. I wish you well, but I don't care. And she was playing with semantics with Wendy, which she always does. That's one of her biggest weapons. She liked to use semantics because she kept saying, I didn't know your mom was in the hospital. I didn't know your mom was in the hospital. And ignoring the fact that you call her evil. And I didn't say you called her evil while she was in the hospital. I said you called my mama evil, period.
Yep.
We're talking about that. Because that's something that you did not have to do. It was unprovoked. It was unnecessary.
Yep. And just a few seasons back, when Ashley was having her second baby, y'all wanted to hold Candace feet to the fire because Ashley started a battle with Candace on Twitter, and Candace went in calling her forehead and wide back.
And
you got on the reunion arguing the fact that she was in labor and you were out here calling her these names. And Candace said, well, I didn't know she was in labor. But I do know that she got on Twitter and started with me, and I finished it.
Yeah.
Just because you don't, and Jezelle, that line, you be moving it.
Yeah, she has remote. You know how the remote control cars, you can press it and go forward. She has a remote for the line. Yeah. She moves when she get ready to. Yeah.
Right. So you understand that there's a line. And you understand that you crossed the line when you call that lady's mama evil. You didn't have to call, just like you just said, Ashton. It was unprovoked.
It was unprovoked.
You need to acknowledge it and take accountability for the fact that you called that woman's mama evil, excuse me. But what you also need to take accountability of, which Chris warns you, taking accountability of your words. You out here talking about someone else's parent. Words wrap back around.
They do.
And you, as the first lady, should know that be not deceived. God is not mocked. Whatever you sow, that shall you also reap. Leave parents out of it. Amen. Hallelujah. I'm gonna leave that alone.
And she used Jamal in the church to back up. Why?
Exactly. And let me. Oh, now you wanted. You set that soapbox out for me.
Long time ago. I dusted it off for you.
Because I got a problem with church folk who got a problem with other people's religion. Come here, Black church. Let me talk. Saints, gather around. I got a speech for you. Want to hear it? Here you go. Leave other folks' religion alone. Just like you love your God and you're passionate about your religion, just like there are extremists within the Christianity religion, there are extremists in other people's religion. Leave them alone. We just had a situation yesterday in Philadelphia where someone went up and shot up a Ramadan event because, well, I don't know the motivation, but what I do know is there are extremists amongst all religions. Amongst all. Well, you said ain't no extremists in the Christianity. Oh, yes, there are. They call the Ku Klux Klan. Stop it.
They did all that in the name of Christianity.
In the name of Christianity. Yes, they are. They're called the Patriots.
Yep.
Yes, there are. Leave other folks' religion alone. Stop saying disparaging remarks about other people's religion. NECA, that's why I got a problem with you. Because even if Wendy's mother was practicing voodoo, even if she had your name on a shrine and on an altar, guess what? That's her business. You just make sure you do good by her, because just like I just said, be not deceived. God is not mocked. Whatever you sow, that you can also reap. So if you sow in peace and goodwill, you reap peace and goodwill. No one has any magic stick to make things happen to you. It's your own will that causes things to come about on you. When you're out here operating in evil, that's when evil turns back and say, oh, you called me home. And it finds its place at your doorstep. Leave other people's religion alone. Even if she was practicing voodoo, guess what? Voodoo is somebody's religion. And if you don't understand the practice, shut up talking about it. Amen. And I'm off my soapbox.
And you cleared it. Love that for you.
That bothers me.
That bothers me.
Because you can love your God and love other people as well. If your God makes you hate other people, I'm questioning your God.
I agree.
All right, so back down I come to this conversation about colorism. Only other thing I want to talk about is Chris. How he even shut Andy off and said, fantastic, next question.
Next question. When I tell you Chris had me ready to hit the dance, I was ready to shout for Chris. Because that's how you do it. And you do it in a manner that they can't say nothing behind it. They can't say that you yelled at them. They can't say this man is jumping up at me. They can't say he was aggressive. They can't say nothing. You got your point across and a tone to where they can't attack it. Because that's their MO.
And I'm gonna give props to Gordon as well. Because even though he didn't speak out as poignantly as Chris, Gordon was back there in the amen corner.
He was.
He was like, listen, I ain't trying to say nothing against one directly, but indirectly, I'm saying you should have been here for your wife. I came for, and she my ex-wife.
She my ex-wife, and I'm here.
Right, where is one? In the green room.
Where is one?
Where is one? And when they started talking about this woman that alleges that she's been pregnant by Chris, and then she came back and said that ain't true, but then she came back and said, well, yes, it was true. Gordon said, well, that speaks to her credibility.
So why are we listening to her in it first?
Exactly. Case closed. Next caller. Because there's a hater on the line.
Yes. That's it.
Let's go ahead and block this one more time.
It really bothers me how they are able to act and move on that side of the sofa. It really bothers me. It really does. And that's why I was watching it. I was like, I think I'm done with this. I can't.
I know I am.
I can't do it no longer.
I watched the first 2 episodes and I was so disgusted with NECA talking about Wendy's mama. And the fact that you are a Nigerian woman and the first thing you do coming onto a show with another Nigerian woman is attack her and attack her religion, attack her religion, her mama. Like, where did you come from? You came out of the pits of hell, NECA. Because that's just, as a woman, that's just not what we do.
No. And you are a pawn, girl. You're not seeing it. They're using you. You are being used. You are the token dark-skinned girl in their clique to show that, hey, we ain't colorist. We ain't got with her.
I'm not racist. I got my black friend.
I got her. That's all you are. And you came on this show and allowed them to do that. You allow Ashley with her forehead to play you and Wendy against each other in the first 15 minutes of the show. She played y'all against each other on some taboo topics that both of y'all know shouldn't be discussed on TV in mixed company, as we say.
Absolutely.
And you allow her to do it.
Absolutely. So speaking of taboo topics, thank you for the segue into the taboo topics tea. Your Lady Green from the play For Colored Girls by Ntozake Shange. You can't have me unless I give me away. Don't let anyone walk off with all of your stuff. All of your stuff is all of the energy that you bring to the table, all the love and goodness that you bring to the table. Let no one walk off with all your stuff. Guard your heart, for out of it flows the issues of life. Make sure that you are protecting all of your stuff and leave bitterness for someone else's cup.
Don't miss out on this regal gathering. Join the Alabama Church Girl for Taboo Topics Tea, Sunday, April 28th at 2 p.m. Experience royal delights as we spill tea in taboo conversations. Gather your girlfriends for an exquisite Queen's Tea Party at the Smithburg Tea Room in Prattville, Alabama. Join the Alabama Church Girl for an afternoon of elegance and delightful conversations. Reserve your seats now on Eventbrite. Immerse yourself in the charm of girlfriends gathering for a high tea.
Go ahead and get your tickets tonight on Eventbrite. The tickets are only $33. And yes, you're going to leave full. You're going to leave happy. And we're going to have the taboo topics. You're going to have plenty of pictures. We're going to have plenty of fun. It's going to be a good time. So go ahead and get your tickets on Eventbrite. Search Taboo Topics Tea. Ashton, anything else you want to bring up from this first 2 episodes of the Real Housewives of Potomac's reunion before we get out of here?
I think I'm done discussing those girls.
I am too. I am too. I think I'm done with the show.
Yeah.
They made me so disgusted that I hadn't even went back to my book, Our Kind of People, because I just I can't take it right now.
Yeah.
I have to have good energy around me. And when I don't feel like the energy is good, I can't just continue in that space. And that's the way this show has made me feel like I can't continue in this space.
For sure.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to light my candles.
Yeah.
Make my petitions to heaven. That Lord, whatever they got going on over there, don't let none of that find its way
over here. Yeah, we don't want it. I do have one question for the people though before I leave. Where is Juan? Where is Juan? Child, we done been on here, been live for an hour and 46 minutes. We still ain't found one.
What Andy say? We know he's not playing basketball, coaching basketball.
Did he slide him one? Andy had slid him one on in. No, he don't have a game. So where is he?
Oh, he volunteering.
You said Andy. Oh, I love it.
Listen, I don't think Robin understands how she has destroyed her own brand.
Yes.
In just this one episode. Now, she's been building up to it, but she was able to hold on for a long time.
She did way better than I thought she was going to do in the season.
But this one episode took her all the way down.
Yes.
And that probably is why she may have gotten a pink slip.
Robin had the chance to have one of the biggest storylines in Real Housewives of Potomac history. She had a chance to get the viewers on her side. All she needed to do was shed a little tears and say you hurt her feelings. That's all they wanted. But you decided to lace up your boots
and stand by
your man in his foolishness. And the word said we can't allow you to do that. We don't want no parts. Bye.
Because he ain't gonna sit behind
you. He ain't scared about you. His boots don't fit. Matter of fact, they hurt his feet. He took them off.
Look, in production, they wrong too. Because they know ain't nobody coming for Jezelle, Ashley, or Robin. Why they putting them stools behind them?
That got to be the messiest production team I've seen in the history of Real Housewives in any city.
Is Jamal coming?
Of course not. Oh, of course not.
Yeah. They do all that. And it's just not a good depiction of beautiful Black women on TV. That's not what we want to see, Bravo. And I hope you're hearing this. We're laughing to make light of it, but this is real serious and it's real heavy.
Yeah, it's very bad.
Yeah, and that's not, as a people, that's not what we want to see.
No,
that's not what we want to engage in. Those are the things that we come to the Taboo Topics Tea to talk through and come now let us reason together about.
Yes.
But we don't want it in the space of entertainment.
No.
And Bravo, from what I have gathered, is supposed to be a space of entertainment, a place to be entertained.
Yes.
And we're not entertained by this, Bravo.
Mm-hmm. This got so lazy. The Housewives brand was created so we can watch these women live lavish lifestyles and buy their homes and decorate them and buy these fashions and these cars and go out with their girlfriends and get into a little drama and then cry about it and make up and move on to the next episode. That's what it was created to be. It wasn't created to be this. They've gotten so lazy in everything. The girls don't even be putting on clothes. Jezelle walked to a scene in a $5 Old Navy dress.
Not the $5.
Where's the luxury? And you know who is providing the luxury?
Wendy and Happy Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I hate to see it.
They have the brands.
Wendy is the poster child for what a housewife should be. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Beautiful family, actual money.
Yes. Yes.
Established, successful, luxury, fashions. She got all of it.
Yes.
She got all of it.
And Candace is on her way.
Yeah.
She's younger.
Yeah.
So she's not as developed in her career, but she's well on her way.
Yeah, she's on her way. She's coming into it for sure.
Yeah. So the ones that really hold true to the brand, the Real Housewives is supposed to be an offshoot from the show Desperate Housewives.
Mm-hmm.
These ladies are really housewives. Wendy with her cute kids and husband.
Yep.
Candace with her blended family and husband. Real housewives.
Yep.
And for some reason, it appears that the producers of this show does not want to hold on to the realness of the show.
Real. Yep.
I think that Andy and all the executives of the show need to really take a look at changing what's behind the camera of the show. Because clearly these producers want to be on a Love and Hip Hop or a Basketball Wives.
That's what it's given.
They're trying to create that type of brand over here at Bravo. That's why they are loving on Amia. But everybody, all the viewers, I won't say all, a lot of the viewers will tell you on Twitter that Mia is better suited for a Love and Hip Hop. I mean, the storyline. I don't know.
Love Hip Hop Atlanta. Love Hip Hop Atlanta.
All day.
Yep.
So I don't know why the execs hadn't really taken a look at this to say, we got to make some changes. I'm going to say this. This videographer / producer, Choke No Joke. You ever pay attention to him?
I don't. I'm not familiar.
Okay. He has a YouTube channel. I came across him when he was discussing Tasha K's lawsuit with Cardi B.
Okay.
But come to find out, he used to be a producer on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And he made a confession back when Portia was caught up in her scandal of taking, quote unquote, taking that girl's husband and marrying him. And the season that her and Kenya got into it about Kenya saying something about her activism.
Yes.
He made the statement that he, and I'm paraphrasing, it's not the exact quote, but I'm paraphrasing what he said. in so many words, he said that he enjoyed being around these sexy women, namely Portia, and that he had a conversation with Portia about not showing some things that had been taped. And it gave the appearance that because she was sexy, she had leverage with production. And I feel like I am taking the assumption, let me make it clear, the allegedly banner is rolling down at the bottom if you didn't see it. I am making the assumption that there is someone in production
that passes Jezelle.
Probably has given Jezelle that same type of privilege. If she hasn't gone all the way, there's a tiptoe tap dance on that line that is so fascinated by her presence. And it's a problem.
It's a big problem because it's so clear that she's been protected for whatever reason. And I believe your reason is the reason, but she's definitely been protected.
So it creates a toxic work environment, Bravo. And it gives these ex-housewives the leverage to come back and sue you. Because clearly these things are being pointed out and nothing's being done about it.
Yep.
Even the audience, it can see it clear as day. And nothing's being done about it. So when you have a disgruntled Mariah Hook, a disgruntled Nene Leakes, a disgruntled Brandy somebody that come out and sue you, the next disgruntled housewife is going to have a whole lot more legs. I'm just saying. Just things to think about. But anywho, Ashton, I really appreciate you joining me. You know, I love to talk about these housewives with you. Because, you know, everybody don't want to have a conversation.
Nah, but I like to get into some things. I like to get into some things. So
yes, and I appreciate you joining me on the Alabama Church Girl. You are always welcome over here, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
and bring your readers every time. Yes. But to the saints, I appreciate you for joining us on this evening as well. Come back again. I Thursday night is a different night for me, but usually I'm typically here on Monday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come back and join us again for taboo topics of the Black church and the Black community. I love you guys, and in the meantime, love God and love your families. And we are out of here. If I can find the outro. Let me give you this one more time.
Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did.
What am I gonna do? They already raiding all my houses, going through all my shit. I need to start moving some money in different accounts. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So I can keep my money. You good, Mr. Combs? Huh? Everything all right? I'm good. Take that. Yeah, I was telling both of my sons, man, you know, life, it's all about choices, man. You know, what was that? Huh? Jail. You heard that?
You going to jail.
Huh?
Hallelujah! Thank you, Jesus. I thank God for being here. I thank God for being here. I thank God for being here. Hallelujah! Thank you. Hallelujah!